Let me share my screen. Before actually going into the normalization theory or what is normalization, what are the advantages and what is the actual process, let me show you one video which may be helpful to you to understand the need of normalization and what normalization is. It is very much easily explained in that video. I'll share that video in the Google Classroom as well. But right now you pay attention to this. You'll not be able to listen to the sound, but the video is self-explanatory. You need not to hear something. The video will explain you without any voice also. Is my screen visible to all online students? All okay from my side? Okay, fine. So just pay attention. You will be getting ample of videos for normalization in YouTube and in other sources. You can use any of the reference video, but this I found it is easy comparative to others. According to Church. So let's start with the process. This we have discussed, that why we normalize, to minimize the redundancy and to eliminate the problem. To get an assurance that there is no anomalies present in the table. And what is actually the normalization process all about? You are having one big table where you are storing all the data, which will be having so many duplicate records. We'll see the example. So we need to minimize this. We need to actually split the table into multiple tables to reduce the redundancy and thereby eliminate the different anomalies. This is duplicate data, right? In the same table, X is coming multiple times. One disadvantage of redundancy, obvious disadvantage, size. When you are storing the same thing again and again, it is going to increase the size. It is going to waste the memory. That's the first. Other issues? Which are the redundant data? If we have 1,000 records, if we have thousands of students, then this information is going to be repeated 1,000 times. It's the same information. Actually, no need to repeat, but still it is going to be repeated because the structure of the table is not normalized. The structure of the table is not proper, and it is increasing the redundancy. Please use the word anomaly while you are answering. Problem is actually the synonym for anomaly, but anomaly is a jargon for DBMS. So always use insertion anomaly. Even if you write insertion problem, that's fine. But always use the in your vivas or in when somebody asks you what is the need of normalization, use anomaly word instead of problem. It makes your content richer. So it is explaining that if I enter one new record, again same thing has to be inserted. Got the insertion anomaly? Yes, you are inserting the same data again and again. That's the insertion problem. Can you justify this statement? This statement. Why the insertion anomaly has occurred? Two different data are organized, are stored in the same table. One is the table name is student, so it should have the information about only student, but this table is storing the information of student as well as it is storing the information about HOD. Yes, so our aim is to separate these two in such a way that still we can have a relation. Let's see how. If I delete a student, what happens? That branch information is also gets deleted, right? Now when it is one student, I'll be saying my branch is CSE, HOD is X, and this is the number. If I delete all the student, then स्टूडेंट तो डिलीट हो ही गए, साथ में ब्रांच इंफॉर्मेशन भी डिलीट हो गई. मुझे ब्रांच इंफॉर्मेशन डिलीट नहीं करनी. I want to only delete the CSE students. But as the data is not organized properly, while deleting the students, I am also deleting the information of the branch, which should not happen. Yes or no? Agreed? He is telling when you will hear to the video, he is saying that Mr. X leaves by making students happy and Y joins. So it is like Pratiti madam is leaving for DBMS, somebody is again coming. So making students happy. It is telling that. Updation has to be done at how many places? All. Individually, I have to update each and every student. If it is 1,000 student data has to be updated. And you say that ma'am, आप तो एक ही क्वेरी लिख दो, update HOD set update student set HOD equals to Y, where branch is equal to CSE. For you, it is one query. For internal purpose, your SQL engine is going to search for each and every record that yes, CSE, if CSE, yes, updated, go to next record. If CSE updated, next record. If CSE updated, next record. So even though for you it is one query, but when query actually executes, we have discussed that in the introductory session of DBMS, query cost and everything. You are firing a query, but internally the query is converted into so many steps. We have taken the example of your C file. .c, you convert it into obj, you convert it into axe, and then it executes. So the internal, there are so many processes which takes place and which makes this update process very, very slow, because that update query has to search 1,000 records. એમાં યાદ રાખવું ના 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 પછી તો હું નવો જ કરું તો મને ખબર છે ને કે માણસ છે જ નહીં, એ માણસ જ નથી. હવે તો હું ઇન્ટર જ વાય કરવાની છું ને. આ તો અપડેશન મતલબ શું? ઓલરેડી ડેટા છે એને અપડેટ કરો, એને જ અપડેટ કહીએ આપણે, ઓલાને તો ઇન્સર્ટ કહીએ. What if I forget to update here? So for CSC branch, I'll be having 2 HODs. Not possible. This is called inconsistent data. When I search, give me the name of the HOD where branch is equal to CSE, your table has a confusion. Should I select Y or should I select X? Because I have 2 options for CSE, which is inconsistent data. Clear? This is $1 million question. How normalization process is going to solve this? We know the problem. We know the root cause of the problem. What is the root cause? Redundancy. We also know this redundancy is giving this gifts, this anomalies as a gifts, and we need to solve that. So the only option and the only solution is normalization. Extremely, I'm not telling you very, extremely important thing, extremely important concept for every aspect of engineering. If it is a gate exam, if it is a viva, if it is theory, anything. Agreed? When we started with the discussion, I told that our aim is not to eliminate the redundancy 100%. We cannot even. Our aim is to reduce the redundancy. Here we are only only duplicating the branch information. Right? Huh. લીધી નહીં, સ્પ્લિટ કર્યું, અને કહેવાય ડીકમ્પોઝિશન. પણ તમારે ફોરેન કીનો કન્સેપ્ટ યુઝ કરવો પડે, તો જ તમે આ બે ટેબલ રિલેટેડ છે એમ કહી શકો. If I want the name of the HOD with of student with roll number 1, I need to have two tables in use where I will have the common attribute as branch. Is it clear? That is your join. When you are merging the data of two tables, you should have something in common. And here the common thing is branch. We cannot eliminate. Now, if there is some new student enters and the branch is say IT, so what will happen? I'll be only writing IT, and the corresponding HOD information will be obtained from that table. So another branch HOD, IT branch, Mr. Z, and the telephone number. You are only entering the relevant information in a particular table. You are not unnecessary adding the information to the table. हमको ऐसा लगता है कि एक ही टेबल में रखें तो कन्वीनियंट होगा टू रिट्रीव, बट नो, it is not when you actually come across real time examples. Now tell me how it will reduce the anomalies. How it will reduce insertion anomaly. What was insertion anomaly? I need to insert the repeated values every time. Here I am doing that. No, I am just inserting the student information. That's it, right? I am not adding the information of HOD and the phone number every time. So insertion anomaly gets eliminated, not reduced. It's eliminated. What we told, we are reducing the redundancy, we are eliminating the anomaly. Eliminating मतलब पूरी तरह से निकालो, reducing मतलब जितना हो सके कम करो. I need the CSC, I need something to be common. मुझे ये कैसे पता चलेगा अगर कॉमन नहीं रखूं तो उसको पता कैसे चलेगा कि ये सारे स्टूडेंट के एचओडी कौन है? I need something, right? Our aim is to reduce the redundancy and thereby eliminating the anomalies. अभी deleting anomaly क्या थी? So when we delete something from a table, unknowingly we are deleting the other piece of information also. तो here अगर मैं सभी स्टूडेंट को डिलीट कर दूं फिर भी मेरे पास सीएससी के एचओडी की इंफॉर्मेशन स्टिल है, right? I am still having. So deletion anomaly is reduced. Updation anomaly, if I'm updating the phone number, if I'm updating the HOD, whatever I'm doing, that can be everywhere, it will be affected. It will be affected, right? it's a divide and rule. So I hope now normalization and the problems without normalizations are clear to everyone, right? So our aim is to study this process as the video is describing that this is actually a process, and we discussed that as it is a process, it has to be done step by step. So in the first phase of normalization, my aim is what? I want to divide my table into multiple tables. So in the first phase of this divide and rule technique, we will be going through first normal form. Once you achieve first normal form, then and then only you can go for second normal form. First normal form is the very basic normal form where no precondition is required. You have a table, you just split the relevant information in different tables, your first normal form is done. To do second normal form, your tables, your input. What is the input for first normal form? What is the input for first normal form? Your unorganized table, right? Your unorganized table is the input, and you are splitting into two or more tables. That's the first normal form. For the second normal form, the input will be the tables in the first normal form. So the precondition for second normal form is the table should be in 1NF. Right? We'll see that, but you just understand the process. The table should be in 1NF, and we'll be adding one more condition to be it in a second normal form. If I want to go for third normal form, the condition will be the table should be in second normal form. When these are the three basic normal forms, and in real time example we generally go till third normal form only, because it is very difficult to go for the advanced normal form. There are three more advanced normal form called BCNF, that is Boyle's Codd normal form, 4NF and 5NF. Total we have 6 normal forms: 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF. Fourth will be BCNF, 4NF and 5NF. So for 5NF it should be in 4NF. For 4NF it should be in BCNF. For BCNF it should be in 3NF. For 3NF it should be in second NF. For second NF it should be in first NF. Clear? But it is very, very difficult to go beyond third normal form because it is too complex. Because when you think about a real-time application, the data is not 1 or 2 rows or 1 or 2 tables. You will be having plenty of tables with GBs of data with you. So it is very difficult to normalize till 5NF. It is not possible. So ideally, we should try to convert it into 3NF. Clear? Yes, we will be learning all the things till 5 normal form, what is there in 5NF, or how it is still organizing the data very, very efficiently in 5NF. We will have a theoretical aspect, but in practical, we will be only learning till 3NF. Not in SQL practical, but in example solving. Fine? In exam also, you will be having maximum till 3NF, not more than that. Okay, because real time में भी नहीं होता, तो ये theoretical में आपको कुछ नहीं होगा. Is it clear the process? Now there is one more small topic which is to be understood. ના, એ નોર્મલાઇઝેશન નથી થયું. નોર્મલાઇઝેશન એ તો તમે ઓપરેશન કરો છો, તમે પાસે ઓલરેડી ટેબલ છે અને એના ઉપર તમારે તમારો ડેટા જોઈએ છે. ટેબલ છે પણ અને તમે ટેબલને સ્પ્લિટ કરો છો. યુ આર નોટ પરફોર્મિંગ એની ઓપરેશન ટુ એક્સ્ટ્રેક્ટ ધ ડેટા. You are just doing the process of organizing the data. What is the first step? When company approaches to you, when client approaches to you, you take the user requirements, and the next thing you draw an ER diagram, right? You decide the entities and you decide the attributes. But it may happen that the attributes which you have kept in entity 1 is not that much organized, and it may lead to redundancy and anomalies. So whatever you have decided, your entities and list of attributes, you have to reorganize again before actually inserting the data. So that is reorganization of ER diagram. Reorganization of your table structure is normalization. And the operations which you are talking about, join and everything, those are the operations which you perform on table to retrieve the data according to your requirement. मुझे ये चाहिए, टेबल ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है, डेटा अनसर्टेड है, मुझे ये चाहिए. That's what you are demanding something from database. Right now you are organizing the database. ठीक है? Agreed? Fine. So before moving to the actual normalization, we have one process of decomposition. This decomposition is what? Splitting of tables. Right? We have two types of decomposition, lossy and lossless. This is self-explanatory. Lossy and lossless. Lossy means where there is a loss. Lossless, where there is no loss. Lossy decomposition is, say when you are splitting two columns, splitting a table into two, when you again join that table, if you are getting the same information again, that becomes lossless. When you are merging it and some information is actually lost, then it is lost. That's the simple definition, nothing much. Fine, so these two are. Ideally, what should be the decomposition type? Lossy or lossless? Ideally, what should be the decomposition? Should be lossless, right? When, see, I have a table with me, I'm splitting into two. When if I need to join it, should I lose the information? No, I should get back all the information with all the relevant consistent tuple. So our aim is to focus on lossless decomposition. So whenever you are splitting the table in normalization, think that your decomposition should be lossless. Clear? That's the simple definition for decomposition. I am moving ahead. Anomalies we have already done. You can go through it later on in the PPT. Normal form. So as we have discussed, so 1NF, 2NF, BCNF, 4NF, and 5NF. Total 6 NFs. As we normalize our database from 1NF to 5NF, overall database complexity and the number of table increases. Why? We are decomposing every time. We are following a rule of divide and conquer, right? So, but redundancy of the database will decrease, and thereby the anomalies will decrease. So, simple. What is 1NF? When can I say my table in is 1NF? When the table is not having any multi-valued attribute. That means my table is in 1NF. Now here if I say my table is, when I tell you that give me the subject of roll number 1. How many attributes you will retrieve in this case? When I say tell me the subjects in which roll number 1 is failing. Give me the subjects in which roll number 1 is failing. But look at confusion. I'll be having PPS and triple. Yes, but as per the rule in RDBMS, your cell should retrieve one and only one value at a time. But here my cell retrieves two values, which is not allowed in RDBMS. Yes, in ER diagram it was allowed, right? But that ER diagram is theoretically and understanding purpose that this may have multiple values. You are allowed to have multiple values, right? So But your 1NF says, your RDBMS says you should not have multiple values in 1NF. Right? So our aim now is to decompose this table in such a way that we don't have any multi-valued attribute. This is a multi-valued attribute, right? So we don't want this. If we eliminate this and our entire table retrieves only one and only one value, or if my single cell of a table is storing one and only one value at a time, it becomes my 1NF table. First normal form. Clear? That same thing, HOD and student. I need to split. I need to split in such a way that I get all the information but not stored at one place. So if here I'm only storing the student information, I'm storing the result information. Is it clear? Is it clear? So this is my, see, you need, when you are actually, when you decompose, it is not necessary that you will only use the existing attributes. It may happen that you may need to introduce few more attributes to make it a unique attribute, to identify the records individually. આ સમજાઈ ગયું? આ ટેબલ સમજાણું? હવે આ ટેબલમાં શું કર્યું? રોલ નંબર 1, roll number 1 is failing in two subjects, PPS and triple E. Right? Roll number 2 is failing in this 3. હજી આખું ટેબલ નથી, but just to make you aware. Right. Now, હવે આ હું જો add ના કરું, if I don't add, what will happen? If I tell you that give me the subject of roll number 1. This one is right. So I am not able to find out the value uniquely because I have duplicate values. So I am introducing one more column here, RID or whatever name you gave. I am introducing one new column which is actually storing just sequence number, a unique ID of that column. That's a row ID. Here it is termed as row ID, which is the primary key for this table. This is taking reference from this table, that roll number 1 failing in this 2, roll number 2 failing in this 2. Is it clear? Is it clear so far? Yes, ma'am. So this becomes my 1NF. Hello, other question? Roll number n subject and subject 1. Do you know how many subjects are there? Every student will have different number of subjects in which he or she is failing. Then you have to say that if suppose you are, let's say, pass exam, pass model, fail or nothing, negative nothing. If you are passing in one subject, he will be passing in 4 subjects, he will be passing in 3 subjects. I'll be having so many null values there. Right? For you, there will be data in only one subject. Rest everywhere it will be, I cannot put 0. So 0 is altogether a value. I have to put null. When he is passing in only 2 subjects, rest 5 subjects will be null. So data will be, your table will be having so many null values. Clear? Accepted?
table છે તો એમાં સપોઝ 4 કોલમ 4 ને આમાં 5 નીકળે તો એ પાછું રોલ નંબર હતું તો આમાં પાછું રોલ નંબર 1 નો રોલ નંબર હતું ને એમાં
I need something in common, right? Then and then only I can relate. ઓલા એક્ઝામ્પલમાં આપણે બ્રાન્ડ્સ ને કોમન રાખ્યું છે. I need a common thing. એટલે અહીંયા જે રોલ નંબર યુનિક વસ્તુ છે ઈ મે અહીંયા યુનિક કરી નાખ્યું કે તો જ હું પ્રિયાને સેમાં ફેલ થાય છે તો જ મને ખબર પડશે કે હું રોલ નંબર થી રિલેટ કરું.
મેમ આપણે મેમરી મેનેજમેન્ટ હોય એમાં આ રોલ આ જે ટેબલ છે એમાં પર્ટિક્યુલર આ રોલ નંબરની જે કોલમ છે તો એની જે મેમરી યુઝ થતી હોય એ एक्चुअली मेमरी હોય કે અહીંયાથી જે વેલ્યુઝ હોય લીધેલી એની મેમરી
એટલે આની તમે નવી કોપી બનાવો એમ કે રિફર કરે એમ.
હા એ રિફર જે થતું હોય તો ઈ સેવ થઈ ગયું હોય કે રિફર થઈ જાય પછી વસ્તુ વહી જાય એવું એવું.
See, actually the concept of foreign key is actually ક્યાં હતા ત્યાં સુધી? હા ઠીક તમને આવજો. આટલા જ છે ડી2ડી? હવે શું આવશે? Here what you are doing is you are making a copy of this. You are making a copy of this, but the data will be coming from this only. Coming in the sense, I cannot write here roll number 6 because 6 doesn't exist here. I cannot delete roll number from here because it is referred here. It is actually a related table with the help of foreign key. It's a parent-child table. We call it a parent-child table. You cannot insert without informing parents. You cannot delete without concern, without taking care that whether your child table is using that or not. Clear? So that is a foreign key concept. You are making a copy, but this content will be from this only. If it is a foreign key.
આપણે એક પેલા નોર્મલાઇઝેશન ના નોર્મલાઇઝેશન એરા પહેલા રોલ નંબરની એક જ કોલમ હતી બરોબર એટલે એક જ સ્પેસ રોકાતી મેમરી એટલી જ રોકાતી એટલે આપણે બે ટેબલને સ્પ્લિટ કર્યા ફર્સ્ટ ટેબલમાંથી જે સેકન્ડ ટેબલ છે એ ફર્સ્ટ ટેબલમાંથીનું રેફરન્સ લે છે એટલે આ મેમરી તો યુઝ થાય જ છે તો ઓલી મેમરી એ યુઝ થાય છે ડ્યુઅલ મેમરી યુઝ નહીં તેના કરતા એક મેમરી જ રાખવી
Anomaly ne કોણ resolve કરશે? We are not eliminating the redundancy. That's fine. और CSC માં શું થતું હતું? CSC માં તમે CSC તો કોપી કરતા હતા ને? 500 સ્ટુડન્ટ હોય તો 500 વાર CSC તો કોપી થતું હતું. તો CSC અહીંયા એક વાર સ્ટોર હતું અને અહીંયા 500 વાર સ્ટોર હતું. અહીંયા એની મેમરી હતી, અહીંયા એની મેમરી હતી. That's fine. Our aim is not to eliminate the redundancy at all, and you even cannot. જો તમે એલિમિનેટ કરી નાખો તો આ ટેબલનો ડિલીટ કેમ કરશો? આનો જ કરો. ડિલીટ કરો. You cannot. Right? And this is RDBMS. This is Relational Database Management System, where you need to relate the tables because every table has the relevant information only. If you try to include everything in one table, the problem of anomaly, the different anomalies will be there. Agreed? હવે વિરાજ કોઈ ડાઉટ હતો? પ્રોબેબિલિટીઝ ને પૂછી જવું ને જે પ્રોબેબલ્સ હોય. બટ યસ આઈ લાઈક ધેટ ઇન્ટરેક્શન. એટલીસ્ટ આ ત્રણ તો જાગે છે. યસ ઓનલાઈન સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ આજે વ્યોમ નથી નહીતર હોય. એટલે અહીંયા નથી નહીતર આમ હોય. યસ એનીબડી અહીંયા યસ સમર્થ નથી. રાઈટ એનીબડી? Okay, fine. So this is 1NF. 1NF is solved. You should not have multi-valued attribute. This is the only precondition of 1NF. If it is, decompose your table into multiple. It is not necessary that number of columns in the original table should be same in the decomposed. If you need, you can add it. And in most of the cases, you need to add it because so that you can uniquely identify the records in both the table. Fine. Next is second NF. A table is said to be in second NF if both the conditions are met. First condition, it should be in first NF. That means there should not be any multi-valued attribute. Next, no prime attribute. હવે સમજો please. Pay attention. I know it is 340, but still. No prime attributes is dependent on the proper subset of any candidate key of the table. પહેલા તો candidate key એટલે શું?
subset of support.
It is a key, right?
Yes.
It is a key. It is possible that your candidate key can have single attribute. It may happen that your candidate key is having multiple attributes together as a key, right? What your second NF says. The first condition is self-understandable. It should be in one NF. Second condition says that, let's say I have a table called A. I have a table where column A, B, C, D are there. In this table, AB is a candidate key. So AB are my prime attributes, CD are my non-prime attributes. Is it clear? Now, what your second NF says that if my AB is a prime attribute, C and D should depend on entirely A and B. That means it should entirely depend on the key, not the subset of the key. Let me give you the example for the same. This will be, we will do it later on. Let's say I'm having a relation called R with 4 attributes. I have a functional dependency AB giving C, AB giving D, and B giving C. Now tell me, my AB is a candidate key. My AB is a candidate key, for example. Here what is happening? Now D is dependent on entire AB, right? And C is only dependent on part of candidate key, subset of candidate key. Agreed? Getting the statement? Right? So our aim is to remove this. This is called partial dependency. In this case, there is no partial dependency because your D is dependent fully on the key, full key, right? But here you are having partial dependency because C is dependent on the part of key only. Our aim is to remove partial dependency. Is it clear? So we should decompose the table in such a way that in the table, the non-key attributes or non-prime attribute should depend on prime attributes only. So how many of them are prime attributes?
A and B.
A and B. So in both the table, the data should be dependent on A and B only. So how to decompose it? See, can I do like this? Can I rearrange? I'm creating one table, R1. This is a decomposed table, right? From R, I'm decomposing into 2. R1. From this functional dependency, can I write like this? My key attributes are AB. D is non-key attribute. My non-key attribute are fully dependent on key attributes. So I remove the partial dependency by decomposing in this way. First table. Now C is remaining, right? Now C. As per the functional dependency, my C is dependent. C can be obtained with the help of B only, right? So can I do this? Can I decompose the second table like this? Now my C is totally dependent on the key attribute. So one table which was having A, B, C, D, now I am splitting it into A, B, D, B, C. In both the tables, the partial dependencies are removed. All the non-key attributes are dependent on key attribute. Fine? Now understood the example. This will be the last for today. You are having school as a table, teacher ID, subject and teacher age. Now here the key is teacher ID and subject, and non-prime attribute is teacher age, for example, right? Now What we did? Teacher ID and age, that is in one, and teacher ID and subject in another. So now candidate keys, teacher ID, non-prime attribute, teacher age. So teacher age is dependent on ID, which is a key attribute. Here teacher ID and subject, candidate keys. Clear? Got it? So we are ending up the session here till second NF. Third NF onwards we'll be doing it next time. I hope everything is okay for online students. If time permits, I'll also show you, just a second, I'll also show you that example is given to you. Tell me in which NF it is, right? I'll take the attendance from Tejas sir. Second NF. Okay, fine, we'll revise it. Second NF is just, you have to decompose a table in such a way that all non prime attributes depend on prime attributes. Still, we'll do it later on next time. That's it from my side. Anything else? So online student can leave. Wish you a very happy day. Take care and bye for now.